Good morning, guys. Happy Monday, everyone. So guys, good morning. Welcome back to the live stream where we first review the watch list and then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone's feeling good, ready to go. Shrugging off the weekend a little bit, waking up. Today is Monday after all. It's the 10th of August and it's 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we got another 15 minutes before the market opens at 9:30 and then we'll wrap up trading usually by 11. Oftentimes we wrap up trading earlier than that, but then we just stream for a bit longer. Quick reminder here for everyone that's new, this is for education and entertainment purposes only. My trades are quick and not meant to be followed. Always know yourself while you're entering and exiting is stock, especially what your stops are. This community is a place for us to help each other. Please do not spam. Check out the video description below for some FAQs and let's dive into it because we have a few tickers. It's actually quite a busy morning. I got my whole entire watch list basically full. I was watching TRVN out of the gates. This is one of the first ones I was watching, but 106 million float. That's really in the high end. You guys know that we're looking for stocks under 50 million, ideally under 10 million float. But this is a U.S. biotech with the FDA approval on central nervous system disorder, possible. I think it was drug. So that's kind of interesting. I just don't like the way TRVN has been behaving pre-market, and I also don't like the way it constantly sells off. In general. So if you look back on this one, it's already at 25% off its highs. If you look back at this one, you just scroll back a few days, this one has a lot of like really aggressive sell-offs, huge flushes. So just keep an eye on with TRVN. I mean, these happen all the time, and I don't know, it's a little bit sketchy. I was trying to trade TRVN twice. Was up on this little bounce here in this area and then bought it on this dip, and then I got shaken out here and cut my losses, and I'm down about 48 bucks on this one. Not really too bad, but in the end, it was a tricky one to trade, so probably worth being down a little bit on it just so I know that watch out with this one. It's kind of sketchy. Had a pre-market high of 4.5. About 3.5 should have acted as some bigger support, which it has so far. But again, just kind of be careful with this one. We might have, if we break over 4, we might have room to run all the way here to about 520 or so before some major resistance. But I don't know. I'm being a little bit cautious with TRNV for sure. Yeah, the flushes are crazy. So I don't know. Probably not my favorite one. Then we have MCRB, another interesting one, gapping up 300% plus at the pre-market highs of 19.5, 69 million float. That's a really big float. So again, not crazy about that. US biotech, just like TRVN, with phase 3 study results. Kind of interesting there. Nothing coronavirus related, but nonetheless, phase 3 is always a good place to be. We don't see it all the time, so clear the market's reacting nicely to this one. I like that MCRB is kind of trending above VWAP here and everything's looking really good. I made a bit of a mistake here. I got this perfect dip right here. I was up like 2%, maybe even 3% for a split second. And I didn't take my profits. Then I got flushed down. I averaged down on the way, kept on going down. And then on this candle, it looked like it was still going down, and I actually ended up closing my position at 16.89. So small, tiny loss here, but kind of unfortunate. It's always annoying when you close on the candle that's actually the reversal candle, but you got to manage your risk. So today, pre-market, I'm down about like 50 bucks or so, but it's fine. Managing the risk, keeping pre-market trading small, just to kind of get our feet wet on the Monday. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I have my fan going on the side of the room, so if it's too loud, let me know. But it's really hot in here, so I don't know if you guys hear the fan. I have my microphone set up so it doesn't pick up any noises coming from behind it. But again, I hope that's not bothering you, but I'm on fire, so I'm gonna even take my shirt off at one point. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Plus, I think my laptop's already overheating and it's barely, yeah, this thing's on fire. IBIO, I don't know how I feel about that one. IBIO is kind of on the backside of a big move. Percentage-wise, it's not doing the biggest moves. I don't know if I really want to be trading it. I think MOXC, kind of a late morning move, 5 million flow, Chinese internet and content company. They signed a letter of an intent with BTAB Group. It's hard to like decipher how strong that catalyst is, but at least it has a catalyst. I like that it has several of these gap days. Some of them are even multi-runner days. We're at around 2.2 pre-market highs. Yeah, I'd probably say this thing has at least room to run to 2.5, 2.75. So I think MOXC is probably one of the hottest lead gappers, mainly because of that 5 million float. I'm not the biggest fan of the Chinese companies. I've had tricky times trading them. They've always been a little bit more fleshy and then spiky and then a little bit more unpredictable, I felt like. But let's see what happens. It has a really good relative strength, even though it popped up here pretty late. So I think we might have a really nice day with MCRB, MOXC, and actually with MCRB as well. Start investing in fan manufacturing companies. Yeah, maybe. Nice, Ryan. That's a nice one with MGM. That's the casino REIT, right? I'm watching MCRB. This one is getting quite explosive. Too bad we sold that position, but really nice move here. Might do some pre-market trading if it has a quick pullback to maybe the 19s. So we got another 7.5 minutes here. We got plenty of time till the market opens. So let's just kind of keep our eyes open, see what happens. No need to rush into anything right now. Remember, pre-market's always nice to kind of see if you can find some 5-minute setups. I really like the energy we're seeing with MCRB. So if we do get a kind of a quick pullback, I probably would consider buying this one. I'm 27. MOXC, pulling back to the 9-minute. I'd probably say MCRB, possible entry around the 19. 9-minute EMA dip would be the entry. I'm not sure if it's going to go back that far though. Yeah, looks like it only went to 1932 roughly. I had a feeling it wasn't going to go to like 19 exactly, but I didn't really want to jump on this one just yet. Although that could have been a perfect pullback, so probably was a little bit too conservative there. I removed my limit order at 19 or 1890. I think I'm just going to kind of see how it goes here. Let the market open and then kind of go from there. I actually see MGM right here on our scanner. Up 20%. Huge move, huh? 2.4% dividend, not too shabby. What about HOTH? So I was looking at HOTH, 8 million float, US biotech, coronavirus, mobile testing device. They licensed it out. Kind of an interesting one, but pulling back a lot pre-market. You guys know how I'm not the biggest fan of tickers pulling back so much pre-market. So is this something that I would be looking into trading at this point? Probably not. 35% down already pre-market. Doesn't look very good. Now I do think that it has the possibility for a quick little bounce. Again, I'm not super excited about this one anymore because it sold off so much pre-market. Looks like it's not even going to be a really gap day. It's just all pre-market, and then a lot of these other gaps are pullbacks, so probably has a lot of warrants. I don't know. I'm not too excited with HOTH, and most likely won't be trading this one. Boom, really nice touch on the 9-minute EMA with MOXC. So out of the gates, I think I'm going to be watching MCRB and MOXC. Possible dips on MOXC, maybe back to VWAP. Quick little retest there. We have right around 1.8 big time support, 1.9 as well. I'm not sure if we're going to crack the whole number, but we'll see. RKD dip. All right, RKT. I'll have to check that one out. I'd probably be looking right now for some sort of 5-minute setup, something I could really manage my risk on pretty well. MCRB below 18 and above 17 would be interesting entry points. I might be a little bit too conservative, but I don't like that big resistance right above MCRB. Might be a short hold. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be holding any of these too long. This will be an interesting open for sure. A lot of failed spikes on MOXC. Then we had some, in the past it's been a little bit decent, better spikes. All right, guys, another 10 seconds before the market opens. Good luck, everyone. MCRB broke through the 21 area. Let's see what MOXC does. Had a VWAP test here. 6% dip. MCRB also pulling back. Possible setup on MCRB. Still watching MCRB, went down to 18.4. MOXC pulling back here a bit. Just got a fill on MCRB. Quick trade on MCRB. I made a little mistake on my entry. Gonna go back to MOXC. Still watching MCRB and MOXC, still kind of original game plan, nothing really changed here too much. A little bit of a mess up on my MCRB entry because of the order book, the way it was moving. I actually used a hotkey. We could talk about that later, but said join the ask and I bought way too high. It's a little bit unfortunate. So watching MOXC, would like to buy a pullback here. Computer's a little slow right now. It's making trading a little bit difficult. MOXC really getting some momentum here. Possible break back above VWAP. Again, I'm having a bit of a slow computer right now. Just I don't know if it's just the heat or if it's the stream. I'm not sure. So MISM, one of the lead gappers, actually it looks like, actually wait, it's loading, never mind, could be wrong. Whew, I gotta wake up a little bit. I think this heat is just absolutely insane, guys. Possible entry on MOXC. This one's dipping a lot. Want to be a little careful on it. MCRB is also dipping a little bit here. Possible second dip on MOXC. It's been a little bit slow for me so far. Only had one trade with MCRB, bit of a fumble as well, which is a little bit unfortunate because it was actually just about a perfect move, but then my entry was just absolutely chaotic, which is really, really unfortunate. Out of Rocket. I gotta check Rocket. I haven't really checked it yet. MCRB, possible pullback here, and with MOXC, both similar setups. Spin's been slowly pulling back here, so I'm not trying to get as aggressive on it. Buyers though at 85. Try trading with smaller size, Michael, just to kind of get back into a flow state, and it doesn't really matter if you have too much of a winner or a loser. Look for base hits as well. Those always help me to kind of get back into the groove if I'm like on a bit of a losing streak. MOXC looks actually kind of good here. Possible reversal. Last sell volume was very light. Thanks, Michael and Jason. Definitely drop a like, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Bit of a crazy morning here. I wish my computer was a bit more responsive. I really do think it's the heat. This happened last summer as well, but I got my fan blowing on it. It's kind of ridiculous. It's gonna be like 30, 34 today Celsius, which is just insane hot. MCRB and MOXC both are kind of interesting in these areas. TRVN's pulled back quite a bit, no surprise there. Had a quick little red to green move at 3.3, or attempted red to green. MCRB, ah man, is it going to be the one that got away? Because right now it looks like it. MCRB and MOXC almost have the exact same pattern, so I feel like every time I talk about one, I'm talking about both. It's a little confusing. Apologize it. I'm not going to be chasing MOXC in this area. I would probably rather even consider. Actually, I don't think I'm going to be chasing either one in these areas. That would just bother me too much at these levels. I'm going to go ahead and remove my limit order on MOXC. I mean, I can't really tell you guys what to buy, but I went over the watch list this morning, and then you guys can figure out what fits your risk criteria the most. But ultimately, I'm not holding these very, very long. My average trade is about 3 minutes long, so I'm looking for quick momentum trades here. MOXC at around 1.8, kind of getting close. Let's see what kind of dip we're going to finally see here on this one. I don't really think it's going to be too crazy. Hitting that 83 again. Pull back about 10%. Might have another dip here. Buyers coming in again. Yeah, I could have been trading this one just on and off the whole time. I don't know. I wasn't watching CLSK. Nice, my stuff. Quickie right there. Happy it worked out. MOXC is, I still think, one of the more interesting tickers today. Really finding a bit of support in these zones here. I think we might have actually a breakout of the 9-minute EMA. It's kind of what I'm waiting for here. Let's see how much it pulls back here at 87. MCRB selling off. Yep, that was the break actually I was just thinking about here, 192. Let's see how high it goes. I'd be taking profits really quickly on this because I'd be scared of a flush. Wouldn't be surprised if it did a flush. So MOXC gaining some momentum here. Might actually break this VWAP zone. Really nice stuff we're seeing from MOXC. Feeling a little bit uncomfortable trading on my laptop right now, but I don't know. I don't want to make any excuses. Missed a lot of entries on MOXC this morning, which is a little bit upsetting. MCRB looking really, really good, breaking higher. Yep, MOXC having that VWAP breakout. Very, very solid move here. That's a very relative question, Eddie. Every company is going to be different based on their float, their market cap. There's so many variables involved, how good their earnings are. MCRB, possible 9-minute EMA pullback here. Most volume is on the sell. That's making me a little bit nervous. Oh man, we had so many good setups today. Now everything's going a little bit smoother now. My order book's updating a little bit quicker here. It's still very, very laggy though overall. At least the stream is going okay. No, I have not seen it, Charles. MOXC having issues holding its highs in this area. Stronger pullback on MCRB. Looks like both are actually doing a bit of a flush here. Last time MCRB had that giant wicked dip to the downside was about an 18% flush. That would put us around 16.5 territory if it happened again. That would be a pretty mean move. I don't really see it going down there just yet in one quick move, but we'll see. I'll definitely be checking out KODK in a little bit. Yeah, sweet move on KODK actually. Wow, what a ferocious dip this one had. This is actually why we closed our swing trade on this one. Just didn't really trust this one after it came out with that SEC possible investigation. We took like a, what, 5%? No, we took almost like an 8% or so loss on it, which was a little bit unfortunate for a swing trade. Yeah, Corey, I feel you on that one. I'm just kind of watching MOXC and MCRB on my other screen. Yeah, a bit of a lame follow through for sure. I wouldn't be surprised if both these kept pulling back. There goes 81. $9.59. Days flying by here. We know we got big support at 67. Don't really see it going down to that area just yet. Pretty decent candles, about 7% dip. I would consider buying MOXC in the 60s. MOXC 74, still a lot of sell volume on it, not dipping as hard as I expected. Liza, he's back. Welcome back. Yeah, AEL, I like that one at the moment. I gotta check CCI. Don't remember what it was up to. All quiet here on the Eastern Front. $73. Can it hold? I don't really think so. Here we go, selling off again, 72. A lot of dip buyers on MOXC. $71. A lot of dip buyers on this one. Demon, we could definitely talk about it. Shoot me an email. It's alex@tradejournal.co. It's also in the video description below. That'd be good fun. At the moment, I definitely don't do it, but I've helped. I've done a few one-on-ones in the past. MCRB, guys, looking kind of good. Back at getting close to 20. Wonder how we want to trade this one. This is about its third stair stepper right now. Finally, a bit more buying volume coming in on this one. It's 9:55, pretty late. Today's kind of just flying by a little bit. I've been a bit worried on MCRB for some flushes, but it just kind of keeps holding this area. So I would probably consider getting aggressive on this one. I like what I'm seeing now. We've held our highs. Wow, this one's really, really taking off. TRVN back at 3.4. MCRB was halted. Good call on that. I actually didn't even notice it was halted. No, wait. Yep. That was weird. Some orders just splurted on through for a second. That was a bit awkward. I don't really know what that was. Okay, so 10 o'clock, basically 10:01 and 27 seconds. MCRB is going to open up again. I think this one has a big chance of ripping. 69 million float, though, is really, really high. So that's why the pullbacks probably weren't as strong on this one. I do like what we're seeing on it, though. Nice, Michael. Here we go, MOXC in the meantime still selling off. Volume is also dripping on this one quite a bit, so just keep that in mind, guys. $69 seems to have a lot of buyers on this one. 169. I think MOXC, I've constantly been waiting for it to move a bit more than it does, and then I've been missing a lot of reversals on this one. That's why I have yet to trade MOXC. Probably won't want to be trading this ticker after, I don't know, 11 o'clock. So, you know, if I see a good setup, I'd like to jump on it a little bit more aggressive than I have been. Still, you know, there's a lot of eager beavers jumping on MOXC. You can just feel them in the order book. Can you feel it coming in the order book? All right, guys. What are we doing here? I've only got one trade since the since the open. This is like one of my lowest trading sessions ever. I guess I have a case of the Mondays here. Here we go. MOXC 67. First orders on 66 maybe. Okay, I got MCRB on the main screen. I'm watching MOXC. It's had a pretty strong sell-off so far, so maybe this one's going to have a bit of a bounce coming up. MCRB is going to open up in about 10 seconds. Good luck, everyone. $21.89 is the high. It's got to break through. OMER is actually an interesting one as well. 52 million float US biotech with coronavirus 19 treatment news. 100 COVID-19, coronavirus 19, treatment, 100% survival rate. So really, guys, nice news catalyst there on that one. MCRB, quick little pullback here on this after it opened up. Ran higher, but then a quick move down. Harder to manage your risk on something like MCRB. I don't think I'm the only one that's thinking that. Nice 9-minute EMA retap on MCRB. Yeah, Corey, you and me both. I really did like this this kind of break here because we broke past the high and then had a really nice retest, but so we know that 25 is a big resistance zone. Let's see how it can run to how far it can run. Right now we're at a big resistance zone as well, around 23. I gotta say though, MOXC with pretty decent catalyst. Well, actually the catalyst is weird. The letter of intent catalyst, 5 million float, Chinese internet content company. The 5 million float is probably the most interesting part. The fact that it's probably one of the best lead gappers on the day is probably one of the more interesting parts, but it only has $20 million volume so far, MOXC. So again, also not something really interesting, I gotta say. I don't know, I have a hard time really getting behind several of these tickers today. Yeah, I am TA. I'm still holding my AL position. Actually, in my RKT video that came out was Saturday, I was talking about the AL swing trade. But yeah, I'm holding it, and I'm looking for, I think it was between 16 and 18. That's the move I'm looking for. I don't know if we're gonna get it, but that's the goal. That's the golden turkey. So wow, MCRB halted again. MOXC pulling back here. MOXC looking for a possible entry at maybe 62. $10.05. Entry on MOXC. At 1.625. I like the 5-minute support. I like the multi-day, multi-month support. You can see we had a close here at 65, and we had a tip here at 67 or so. I think there's pretty decent volume on MOXC in these areas, so feel fairly okay with this setup. 10:07 now. Only going to be looking for base hits on this one. Bigger buyers just popped up. I'm out of MOXC. Base hit, very, very small base hit. Decent profit because I had a bigger position size. Gonna go back to MCRB, possibly buy MOXC again on a dip. MCRB is going to open it up in about a minute here. $57 would be a great entry on MOXC. Not sure if we're going to get some sort of dip like that. Thanks, Ricky. Still watching MOXC very closely here. MCRB is about to open up. Wow, these tickers are, there we go, opened up. Let's see how it goes. 24. Probably won't be trading it. Whew, that was a little indecisive candle right there. 25. Congrats to anyone riding this beautiful, beautiful move. I think I dropped the ball on that first halt pullback. I think that was probably the nicest setup. MOXC pulling back again. Wow, 27. Looks like it might even get halted again here. Woo! Insane. I don't know if MOXC is going to actually reverse at this point. It really just kind of looks like it's pulling back, and I'm really, really weary of that. I mean, I had the biggest failed breakout too in the morning, so just be very mindful of those indicators that this thing has a lot of sellers in it. MCRB, man, wow, I definitely did not get aggressive enough on this one. I had my, Jesus, this thing's up 50% from basically where we sold. Ha! Talk about missing the train. All right, Michael, I'm waiting. Let us know. Let us know when you did the dirty deed. I can't figure out why MCRB is not popping up my scanner. Let me quickly go ahead and... I've been having some weird scan issues today. I fixed my gap scanner, volume, searching everything for that, up 15%, percent change. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to keep looking at it. I think MCRB with the phase 3 study results, we oftentimes don't see positive phase 3 study results or just biotechs even getting to a phase 3. I think that's pretty nice. The fact that it has a 69 million float though is a bit surprising that it's moving like this. But you know, the relative volume on MCRB is just ridiculous. It's clearly the lead gapper on the day, although it's not popping up my scanner, which is a little bit confusing. Even pre-market, it was up 300%. So I do like what I'm seeing with MCRB, hands down. It's just, you know, we're in gap down territory with big resistance above. Yeah, I'm probably being way too conservative on it. Interesting point, Joe. AAL about to crack 14. Ooh, that is music to my ears. Yeah, we even hit a high of 14 almost exactly. We're up 500 bucks on our AAL trade. This is a pretty sweet one. Let me just stop watching it or else I'm going to probably mess up something else. But yeah, great call out on AAL. I see you guys are all about that AAL life right now. CLSK, let's you know, this one, such a big multi runner. Not sure how I feel about it. MCRB is really the one I think that I should have paid a bit more attention to. I think it's not that I didn't know MCRB was going to be hot, but I think it was because I fumbled this trade entirely. I double clicked my hotkey to buy on the bid, and then I got in with way too big position size at a spot that I didn't even want. And then I just kind of fumbled around a little bit, and I don't know. It's such a disaster looking back at MCRB, but it is how it is sometimes. MOXC pulling back again. Looks like it might break 160 here for the first time. Yep. I think it just, no, yeah. Ooh. Oh yeah, I think it's gonna, yep, we just saw the 159. MCRB is going to open up at 16.25. Hindsight's always 20/20. Yep. Nice, Michael. That is a beautiful number. MCRB opened up here, 28, 29. Oh man, are we gonna break 30 here? Whoo! 29, 80. Oh, there it is. Instantly up 374. Whoo! Just like that. That was a quick break. Yeah, I feel you, Ryan. Worst case, it's just a bit of a learning day. Halted again at 31.08, just kind of ridiculous. For some reason, my dollar volume is not loading on several of these tickers. TRVN, yeah, we kind of decided to stop looking at this one pre-market already. You know, Eton was a weird one. This one constantly was popping up in my scanner pre-market, hit a low of 7.4, and then I had a really strong red to green move, but I didn't really like how it was moving pre-market, so I never really paid too much attention on Eton, but yeah, now it looks like it's just selling off, but probably a bit of a miss. Look at XTNT, guys. This is, I gotta say, this one's quite interesting. I'm not sure why this one's up though. 13 million shares outstanding, 23 million market cap. That's nice. Has a lot of these former spike days. 1.5 could be big support on it. Announces debt restructuring. Just recently got a bunch of volume in that break of 1.5. That must have been the big, that put it back on the radar for probably a lot of traders. Yeah, Zong. I totally feel you on that. It is admirable almost. It's like, wow, you know, that's pretty ambitious. Yeah, see, it'd be nice to hit one of those. I think it's tough because, you know, if you're hitting one of these and you're holding until like the third, fourth halt, it clearly means you're, you know, going for home runs and it's getting a little crazy. Which means, you know, are you even managing your risk? And at that point, you know, are you just totally gambling? But you know, MCRB, in hindsight, it's always 2020. But that first hold pullback, I don't know why I didn't jump on it. It was looking pretty good. We had big support at 20 roughly, and then we just kissed it like 20, 19, something in that area. That would have been the trade of the day, I think. I don't know. First green day, well then in a while, then sometimes, you know, take it. But if you're really in a groove, then try to milk it as much as possible. Because sometimes when you're really feeling it, that's the day to really kind of take things to the next level and see how much you can squeeze out of it without getting overly greedy or whatnot. Yeah, OMER with this coronavirus treatment, 100% survival rate. Actually sounds really, really solid. Markets are just all about break even except the NASDAQ. MOXC having a bit of a dip here again. MCRB opened up, instantly hit 33. Wow. We have, oof, look at that flush. Huge sellers on this one. It wasn't a question of when. I mean, it wasn't a question of if. It was just a question of when. Up over 500% before that pullback, or actually into the pullback. Halted on the way down, guys. Ferocious, absolutely ferocious. That's why we did not trade it, at least Corey and I. SRNE. You know, I remember SRNE when it was still a little baby, I feel like, back in the $2 zones. What an absolute rally it's had. Over like 11-12% from all-time lows at 139. I really don't see why I would be chasing this one, especially as volumes falling off a cliff. These tickers I really have a hard time getting behind, because if you do get stuck in an offering, it's going to be very painful and you're going to be down 40, 50, 60% like that, and you just don't really know when it's going to happen. I mean, it doesn't always happen, but a lot of these small caps, you know, they're notorious for stuff like that. Here's a pretty good example. You know, we were up to 10.67, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, $7 here again. I'm not sure if these are offerings, but most likely. So, you know, the way I see SRNE is, you know, that we're kind of in one of these potential tops right here, and this thing always sells off. So, you know, if we're here and we're having a rip, I don't know. This thing sells off so many times. Hit 10, dump. And this is a big move. I mean, I'm not trying to, like, you know, put it down. This is a ridiculously big move, but as a trader, it's increasingly hard to manage your risk on a ticker like this. And that's the problem I have. MOXC trying to break 9-minute EMA again here in this area. I mean, Muhammad, that's Mahamudal. Sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. That's, you know, 35% profit is a beautiful profit. I don't think anyone's ever gone regretted selling at a 35% profit on a swing trade, unless you're, you know, investing long term. I don't know, man. It's a tough one. I can't really tell you what to do. I don't really know what your thesis was, and maybe, you know, selling right now would be too soon, but you know, on Friday, there was so many times where I was up 4 or 5% on my classic setups, and I got a little bit greedy, was looking for that 6-7% move, and boom, all of a sudden I sold my positions for a loss, and that's probably one of the worst feelings as a trader. So I'm a big believer in base hits. That's how I'm consistently profitable. Here we go, MOXC pulling back, quick dip right here. So yeah, as I was saying, basically just, you know, taking profits is always a good idea, even if you just, you know, sell some of the position. But in the end, you're gonna have to figure out what you want to do. MOXC, whoo, that literally went down to my limit order at 53 and turned around. I'm not gonna chase it, but maybe we'll have a second entry on MOXC. That was quite the vicious flush. Came right back though, that's a good sign. SRNE, high of day here at 1664. I have a place in Berlin, so I'm here sometime, some part of the year. I'm just here much longer at the moment because of coronavirus as well. MOXC, ooh, maybe we're gonna get a second attempt here. Let's see what happens. And let's go back to MCRB. Techno music fan. I go out every now and then. I've stuck my head at the temple. MOXC, man, this thing is I'm a little bit upset that we didn't get our entry there at 54, but let's see how this one performs. At 27.34, MCRB should have opened up, but it did not open up, so let's see if we can find something else about this. Looks like markets wasn't miring. It could be due to this news, but I doubt it. Sometimes if news comes out, it takes 10 minutes, so an additional 5 minutes. Yeah, living in Berlin with not liking techno definitely wouldn't help the situation. Nice one on the CCL. I'm gonna put an alert on MCRB so at least we get notified when this thing opens up, and then we could kind of check it out from there. Ah man, MOXC. I'm wondering if I missed the possible reversal. You know, on Carnival, I'm a much bigger fan of Royal Caribbean. I've been on Carnival several times. I always felt like it always had like a touch of shady. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in that, you know, it was like, my last Carnival was like 7 years ago or something like that, but I've done it many times. And I've always preferred Royal Caribbean. So I wonder if Royal Caribbean would be a better trade, but at the same time, you know what? This stock looks just like American Airlines. It's almost ridiculous. So 20 is going to be an interesting zone. I don't want to overclutter it, but definitely 15, 20, and 25 are the key zones. I don't know what their ticker is. It doesn't pop up. My God, guys, my laptop is so hot. If I touch it, it burns my fingers. I can't even have my fingers on my laptop. I really hope this thing doesn't turn off. Last night, I was so hot, I poured water on myself and went back to bed. That's how bad it was. Get some ice. Yeah, maybe I should pour some ice on my laptop too. RCL, Royal Caribbean Lines, or something like that. This is a really nice move on CCL. I probably would put a limit order here at 14, maybe 63. I like it. Possible entry on MOXC. Had a limit order at 53. I just moved it down actually. It hit 53, didn't. MCRB opened up. MCRB could be a great trade out of this hole. Small size on MOXC at 52. Very small size. Was hoping to get a second fill. Put a limit order at 53. We'll see what happens. Watching MCRB. I only got 100 shares on MOXC. So possible entry at 53. Cruise on ETF, probably. I don't know about Apple. It's a tough one, but you probably can't go wrong with Apple. Just buying it at one point on any sort of dip. 1 second, keeping a close eye on MOXC here. Missed my fill, bit unfortunate. Yeah, the government will never let airlines fail. They'll let probably some airlines fail. I got out of MOXC, guys. It was just 100 shares. It wasn't really worth sharing. Was looking for a 2,000 share fill, so basically just got a 5% of my order filled. MCRB with a really solid bounce here off of 26. Woo. Over here hicking up like a crazy person. RCL, right? Was that RCL? Royal Caribbean? Watching MOXC. Could be a secondary entry at some point. Oh yeah, Royal Caribbean's rocketing on out of here. Big volume on it as well. Much more reputable company, and you can kind of see here that this thing recovered already quite a bit. So a lot less upside on RCL. MOXC might be pulling into the 40s. $151 on MOXC might be getting chipped away. 150 getting chipped away. Decent break on that, actually. Ooh, it's raining outside. Yeah, MCRB is a tough one to trade. It definitely does get halted quite a bit, huh? Be right back. A little restroom break. MOXC looks actually quite good. We went to 49 with pretty decent volume break. Actually, I think we even hit 48 for a second. I was looking for actually continuation because that sell was so strong, so I didn't end up trying to get in on it. Big buyers kind of popped up on the order book though. Revenue falls 93.7% in second quarter. That's crazy on Royal Caribbean. 93.7%. Reported worse than expected results. I'm pretty much done with day trading for the day, I believe. It's 10:41. I typically wrap up by 10:30. I might do some more dips on MOXC. I'm just going to be looking at some of these swing trades that we have, or potential swing trades. Kind of keep an open eye here. I got to say, MOXC does look really, really interesting. Might have a nice little buy around 47. I would really, really consider it. Looks like 25 is a pretty safe to say major resistance zone. We have some really good support here at 22. Looks like 22.5 was almost a perfect bounce trade on RKT, 3%. I would like to add RKT to my overall portfolio, but I think I would rather wait for a bigger, maybe closer to the 20s or maybe even back into the teens. I'm not sure if it's going to happen, but that would be ideal. Yeah, Ryan, that's a good idea. No, I'm not in RKT, but I definitely do think it would be a really, really nice mortgage finance company to add to a portfolio. I just don't know if it's a little bit too soon for that. MOXC trying to do a breakout. Look at TRVN, a huge sell-off, getting close to this $3 zone. Quite a critical support resistance area. I've dropped the ball quite a few times on this one, 5% bounce so far. So I doubt I'm going to be trading this one, basically because it has such wicked flushes. Corey says, as a realtor, I refuse to invest in RKT. That's funny. I'm not a realtor or anything, but I feel like it's a bit overextended. And even on the IPO, they weren't able to raise that much. So I don't know, man. I just feel like it's a bit high. CCL, RCL, Jets, yeah. I like those four. Although, you know, if you allocated it into all four of those, your portfolio would be very, very allocated in a specific industry. So, you know, maybe pick one or three of those. I don't know. Jets is the ETF, so you'd be buying all airlines. They are awful to work with. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm getting some inside information here. Watch out with MOXC, guys. You know, I am trading this one. I've already traded it twice since the open. I missed some trades in the beginning, but You know, I just generally understand that this one has a lack of volume and it's just kind of constantly dipping down. So if you're looking for a reversal on MOXC, you know, could be really messy business. Although I gotta say, I think anything in the 147s might be a good place for a rounded bottom. But that's just a total guess. So again, just be very careful. Also just very low volume on it. XTNT. Huge move on this one. Really kind of late to the party, but better late than never, because this thing is just absolutely ripping. Two big resistance here at 2.4. MOXC going into the 50s. It's getting a bit more interesting again on this one. Big dip on MOXC, no news, could be a good buy. That was a really strong flush down to 146. 2% bounce already. That's a strong bounce. I hope AL hits that. I'll probably be selling AL. I mean, we talked about this a lot in the videos and the recaps. MOXC at 46. We'd probably consider buying that on one more dip. But we know that there's some serious tops and bottoms, and there's major resistance right around 16. 9-minute E-main here, and then 18 is huge resistance with 180-day moving average. So I would probably see this go into the 16s and maybe break into the 17s, maybe touch 18, but I'd probably be starting to take profits in the $16 zone. So that's what I'm looking for a pretty standard 180-day retest kind of move. Nice, Michael. The sell pressure on MOXC is definitely pretty heavy, huh? Possible entry at 143 if we touch it, but so far we just keep on missing these entries that I want on it. If it never gets above 15 this week, I don't know. It depends on the price action. You know, if like this week is not my goal. I have no specific time period. Besides, I wouldn't probably hold over a month or so. If it didn't do it this week, I would be a little bit weary. I'd be a little bit not necessarily upset, but my thesis of my trade would start looking a little bit I would start scratching my head a little bit more. So as long as the price action is still in a healthy uptrend, we had a nice little 9-minute EMA pullback here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we had another pullback after we broke maybe above 15, and then maybe ideally a quick blow off top, something like this. If that doesn't happen, you know, fairly soon, then I'm going to get nervous and probably close out my AL position. So ultimately, it is, you know, I have my goals of 16 to 18, but you know, that's always going to be adjusted along the way. Nice, Michael. Yeah, that is a beautiful one. I like that XTNT broke the 2.5. That's pretty solid. Strong moves overall. Quick moves as well. Love it. Since I'm more or less done, let's check out some of our small caps here, or our swing trade tickers, in case anyone's interested. I'll put RCL and CCL as well in there. Man, these tickers just dumped so heavy. Every time I look at it, I like re-surprise myself. I'm like, wow, it was that crazy, huh? Looking for Sono to go here into the 12s. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. We went down to like 13, 17, and then had a pretty serious bounce. But again, 1250s or so is kind of my goal on Sono. Amazon just on a crazy streak. SPCE, we've talked about this one quite a lot. Had that, you know, dipped all the way down to 18. Again, I was looking for this one to go into the 17s. Small volume bounce here, so I'm not too worried. I do think we're going to have another dip on SPCE, and then I would like to probably start buying it into the 17s. Tesla at 1400. I think Tesla might have one of those bigger red days coming up, just because in my eyes it's overextended. I could be totally wrong, but if it does have one of those bigger red days, I'd probably be jumping on it fairly soon. INTC we've talked about quite a lot. Again, I'm waiting for this one to go into the 45s before I probably jump on INTC. We got AMD having its first bigger red day, so this is kind of exciting for anyone looking for possible entries on AMD. I wouldn't really expect this thing to sell off too much, but any dip is, in my eyes, probably a bigger buying opportunity. That was a pretty healthy dip so far. big support here at 80. I'd probably look to pick some up at around 75. AAPL, yeah, it's a tough one. I kind of just constantly miss it, but in the past, just constantly buying on any sort of major dip has been a good idea. So with AAPL, you know, if we even get close to the 400s, between 400 and 420, I think would be massive buying opportunities on AAL. So I'm going to go ahead and put an alert for about like 420. NKL, man, this was such a miss on my end. We were calling out this $30 zone for so long, and I missed it. I had my order at like 28 or something like that, and I just never ended up kind of getting the fill. So unfortunate just watching it. I wouldn't be chasing it in this area probably. ADT could be another interesting one. I really like the Google partnership, but you know, it was a lot of sell volume that kind of popped in here, so maybe a bigger pullback, maybe even into the 11s or 10-20s. I'd probably be jumping on an ADT. RKT, we've already talked about it. Still pulling off here. Royal Caribbean Cruise Line could be an interesting play. It looks like it's doing much better than Carnival. Carnival, obviously, bigger reward at these areas, so probably would be kind of interesting to buy it in some sort of dip. TRVN had that really nice bounce off of 3. Let's maybe look at it again. I think if I didn't have my fan on today, my computer would have definitely froze already. Do I have a video on how to choose a swing trade? I have several videos on swing trading in general. And then, you know, check out some of the videos where I talk about specific tickers, like AEL or NKLA or RKT even, that we just came out with last week. Intel, for example. All those videos where I review specific tickers for possible swing trades, I talk about what I'm looking for. So those might actually be the best 1AP Pro to check out what I'm looking for a swing trade. No, I don't really trade options. So it was a pretty interesting open, but I didn't really feel like getting aggressive was the right decision for me today. I missed a lot of fills, and I stumbled over myself several times today as well. I was trying out some hotkeys, and then I pressed some buttons too quickly. Got a fill at a place I didn't want. On which ticker was that? MCRB, and I don't know. I wasn't really feeling it today. Everything's super hot. My computer was about to blow up. So I just kind of was a little bit more calm today, which, you know, is what it is. I mean, we didn't really walk away with much profit today. I don't think we're red. I would actually have to check. But yeah, definitely whatever. It was a decent start to the week, I guess. Last week was absolutely phenomenal, so I can't complain at all. Just, you know, a little bit of a slow day here, but hey, maybe tomorrow we're gonna be feeling a little bit more and, you know, jump on it a little bit more aggressive. TRVN, I traded this one several times pre-market. Kind of gave back some profits on my last trade with TRVN, so this was my loser for the day. MCRB was a bit of a small winner. This one could have been much bigger. This should have been like a $300-400 profit. Oh God, it could have been if I just didn't trip over myself from the hotkeys. I don't really want to blame it on the hotkeys, but you know, trying something new, you got to be careful because sometimes you make a silly mistake. And then MOXC, you know, this one's selling off so much, but you know, it does have some decent opportunities for quick dips on it. So that's what we were doing with MOXC pretty much twice. Tried several dips though, but missed a lot of entries because I was always too conservative with my limit order, which oftentimes isn't the worst idea. It's better to be too conservative than sometimes get flushed out or something like that. So especially if you're not, you know, feeling 100% about trading certain tickers. So I mean, at the moment we're up 55 bucks. Nothing really to run home about, but I will probably end the day green here just because, you know, we didn't do too much trading today, and I'll probably be wrapping it up here. It's 11 o'clock. Yeah, Ryan, I feel you on that. I definitely feel a bit of the same. I don't want to just come out of the gate swing for no reason. So, you know, tomorrow, if the markets are hot, if we find a ticker that we're really flowing with, you know, there's no reason to really milk it. But just you know, don't go crazy just for no reason. But I'm sure you understand that. Abolisher in at 250 on our XTNT. Did this one flush a little bit? Could be the end of the move. Yeah, I'd be a little careful here. I would probably, if I were you, if I bought here at 250 or so on this dip, I would probably consider getting out of my position on a retest of the 9 EMA because if VWAP breaks, this might very quickly go to $2, and you know, that's you know, another 9-10% of risk at least, I would probably say on this one. So I would probably me personally, that's what I would do. Now everyone has a different trading strategy and style, but that's just my quick thoughts on XTNT. We have big resistance above 2.5 at the moment, so will be interesting to see what happens. Last few big volume candles are red, so I would not want to see this flush below VWAP. Nice, Jordan. Boom, 1K MCRB. Congrats, man. That was an absolute ripper. I really wish I got on it. Take care, Corey. I'm about to wrap it up as well. MOXC pulling back for like the 10,000th time. Don't forget, to all the new people, guys, if you are enjoying the stream, if you really like the content, we go live every morning at 9:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to review the watch list, review the small caps that we are trading, which are lead gappers, and then we trade the market open starting at 9:30, and we wrap up around this time at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So hit the subscribe button if you like it. I'd love to see you again. Definitely join the community, and drop a like, guys, if you had a good fun trading today, if you learned something new. Listen to your boy Michael. ALVR long-term swing trade, new IPO that is up over 120%. ALVR. Let's check it out. ALVR. Looks like a notable insider is buying. Who is the notable insider? Why are they being so shady about who bought it? Well, yeah, I mean, definitely directors and owners buying is not a bad idea. Bought into the IPO. Although, you know, they bought into the IPO and their investment now is up, you know, at least around 100%. So maybe they might even consider selling at one point. I know nothing about this company, but you're right. I mean, this looks very, very interesting. Would be worth checking out a little bit more. ALVR. Again, I have no idea what this company does or what it is. $2.5 billion market cap. Interesting. I'll have to look into it a bit more. Yeah, no problem, Andreas. Maybe Alex can afford air conditioning soon. I don't know, we need a bigger days than the $50 day we had today. I feel like if I got an air conditioner, I would get a freaking Klage from Germany because it's an unenvironmental friendly. Nice, Richard. That is beautiful. 3K, boom. Can't wait to be there with you on that. All right, guys, let's wrap it up here. I'm still watching MOXC. I have an order at 41. I highly doubt I'm going to get an entry. I most likely will close this one. I just kind of want to, guys, keep you posted on what I'm looking at. Today in the recap, we'll definitely talk about, obviously, the trades we did today, probably go over MCRB a little bit as well, and then maybe talk about a bit more on the swings because, you know, today was a bit slower of a day for me, so maybe I want to focus a little bit more on maybe talking about some of our swing positions, but I don't know, we'll see. I'll think about it a little bit and make sure regardless it's some important stuff we cover. So guys, if you're interested, I'll see you guys in the recap video. Otherwise, let's wrap it up here. Maybe I'll take a little break, take a cold shower, something like that. Don't forget to drop a like, guys, on the way out. Really, really appreciate it. VXRT. This has been coming back from the dead a little bit as well, huh? VXRT. I like the fact that it found big support right around here. Low volume. It's had such a big move though. I would have such a hard time getting on a ticker like this, to be honest. Yeah, stay cool. Good idea. Thanks, Lisa. Seriously, I'm about to freaking strap on ice packs around my head tomorrow. Don't be surprised what you see, what weird stuff you see here tomorrow. All right, guys, take care, everyone. Ciao, ciao. Stay safe, make some awesome trades, don't do anything silly, cut your losses. Remember, hope is not a strategy, although it feels like one oftentimes. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Ciao.